It was a day of grief, a day of courage, a day bonded by sadness and patriotism. This year marks 22 years since the nation watched in horror as terrorists killed nearly 3,000 innocent people on American soil. We will never forget the bravery and character of Americans that day. Neighborhood TV went around to ask people how 9/11 impacted their lives.
I, I was teaching a class, and they came around knocking on the door saying, a plane had crashed. And at that point, it was just one. And nobody understood what was going on. And later they made an announcement to turn on our TVs, and they had the teachers screen kind of what was going on. But we didn't have students watching at that time. I think I feel as safe as we can, I guess, in our day and age. I feel like we put a lot of safety measures in place, especially with airplanes, but I don't feel that lightning strikes the same way twice. If somebody was going to plan something, I don't know if they'd do it exactly that same way. So I think we need to have our guard up in different ways and understand that we can be attacked in different ways. But safe as far as, we have a lot of safety measures in place, and as much as we can be. "9/11 changed my life actually a lot. Like I said, I was a teacher at that time, and not too awfully long after that, I had been given, my husband was going to take me to France for the first time. My birthday was 2 weeks before 9/11, and he surprised me with a trip to Europe, which of course many people found out later. Everything was canceled. All kinds of travel was canceled. So that got delayed, but then not long after that, my husband was deployed. The first of 2 deployments. His first one was 15 months long. His second deployment in the North Carolina National Guard, he was injured, and he was part of the North Carolina unit that lost the most significant casualties in North Carolina history. So we lost over 6, and over 30 were injured in his unit. And he was one of the first injured that came back stateside. I think it is. I was a military brat, so I was raised in the military, and I think when you're raised in the military, you have a different sense of patriotism than maybe what the civilian world does. One of the things I noticed, it seemed that sense of patriotism went far beyond the military for that time. And I think more people understand a little bit more about appreciating what we have in our country, and that that we need to fight and keep those rights. Come here, Mickey. That we need to keep those rights, and it costs. Freedom costs something. I've always made sure that we watch. Every year they read off all of the names, and we make sure that we watch that. When I was teaching, I've now left the classroom after 21 years. That was something we incorporated every year, and that we taught about, and we discussed and watched the videos of. But I do, and I make sure that our kids know and our grandkids know, what happened that day. Not because we're recognizing the terrorism, we're recognizing the people whose lives were changed. It's been 22 years, and they've went 22 years without family members, and families were changed, entire generations were changed. And so I think it's really important that we commemorate that and know that. We're not honoring the terrorism, we're honoring the lives that were given that day.